What's up, everybody? This is Dominic here to talk about today's General Hospital episode. Um, Today's episode was kind of good. Now I won't be around. I may be around for tomorrow's episode. I don't leave for I don't leave for the airport. I'm going to like I told you guys in Monday's video. I'm leaving. My whole family's leaving, going to Disney World. We leave tomorrow at 8 o'clock. Tomorrow at 8, not in the 8 o'clock in the morning, but like 8 o'clock at night. So we don't leave at the airport till 8 o'clock at night. So I should, and I'm off tomorrow, so I should have a video for you guys tomorrow. Um, None next week. I probably won't even watch have a GH to watch it all next week because I'll be too busy having fun. But anyway, let's talk about today's episode. I actually pretty much enjoyed today's episode. There was a lot of stuff going on Twitter about this morning. Frank Valentini and Ron Carlivati tweeted something out that there was a huge surprise on today's episode. Can I tell you how I knew what the surprise was like a month ago? Somebody kind of accidentally tweeted something out to me. Well, DM'd me on Twitter with some information, and it was the fact that Georgie was coming back. Let's just talk about that. Let's talk about Maxie and Lulu's conversation. When the episode started off, Maxie was basically sitting there rubbing her stomach, rubbing her baby, I guess her baby bump or whatnot, and she was sitting there telling the baby that I guess he was kicking or something like that and moving around, and he was sitting there saying, "Mommy's got you." She said, "Mommy's got you" or something, and Lulu walks in and hears Maxie say it, and she's wondering why she said it, but then Maxie makes up an excuse, and um Lulu tells Maxie that she wants her to come with her and Dante to pick out baby names. They want her to help her pick out baby names. But brings up that she may want to name the baby Georgie. But after Maxie's late sister Georgie Jones, of Dillard and Georgie, wouldn't mind seeing them bringing Georgie back alive. People come back from the dead a lot on this show, on shows like, especially on this show. Wouldn't mind them bringing Georgie back alive. They need to bring Dylan back too because, well, I take it back. They don't need to bring no more damn people on this show. I mean, either let what they are let Kelly Sullivan go because, well, she probably made a good bit of money, so that freed up some space. True enough, but they don't need to bring too many more people onto this show. I mean, this cast is big, and there's something else I want to talk about. This show has literally the biggest cast in daytime. Them and the Young and the Restless. I think they are sitting there trying to hold on. They're sitting there trying to debate. I think they're trying to compete of who has the biggest cast. The Young and the Restless and General Hospital. I seriously believe they're like sitting there trying to figure out who can have the biggest cast. But anyway, but yeah, so Lulu tells Maxie that she don't want to name the baby Georgie because she believes that she thinks Maxie should save that so she can she basically should save the name Georgie to for when she has a daughter of her own, which I like that idea. But anyway, their conversation gets interrupted by Connie, who's basically talking about getting Sonny back. I'm like, Connie, go have a seat. Um, First of all, well, Kelly Sullivan's probably gonna air up until I'm hearing her last day on the set is gonna be in August, so she's probably gonna air well into September, maybe even October. So, but anyway, she was in there talking about getting Sonny back. She wants Lulu and Max's help to help her get Sonny back. Meanwhile, over at Sonny's house, Dante barges in. He doesn't really like it wanting Olivia staying with Sonny. He doesn't want her there because he feels she's gonna get hurt. That it's not Sonny's house isn't safe. I'm like, every other one of Sonny's wives live there. Well, if you sit there and think about it, a lot of other Sonny's wives, being with Sonny ain't that bad. I mean, yeah, you wish the potential of getting shot at, but they don't really do much mob on. Well, they've been doing a lot of it recently, but they don't do much mob on this show, so I don't think they have anything to worry about as far as Olivia getting hurt. But anyway, and speaking of Sonny, Sonny's with Sonny eventually shows up, and he and Dante greet each other, and basically Dante's basically being an ass, saying how he's not comfortable with Olivia live staying with Sonny, but they assure him that everything's gonna be alright. But anyway, Dante goes back to the hospital where Alexis has brought Franco, and Kiki's there, and basically she's basically asking who did this to her father. I'm like, okay, you really didn't want nothing to do with this man a couple of days ago, but now he's your father. But anyway, her and Morgan are at the hospital, and she's basically asking questions. They basically ignore the shit out of her. Alexis and Franco basically ignore the shit out of her. Anyway, um, Dante comes in. Dante's at the hospital. He comes in asking Franco. Franco says something. He runs into a wall. He ran into a wall, and he's basically like, Dante's like, was that wall named Sonny Corinthos? I'm like, Dante. I know he thinks Sonny's up to no good, even though Sonny is up to no good. He still didn't have to come in making all kinds of accusations like that. Anyway, and I'm gonna say something. In a way, and I said this on Twitter, I actually shipped Franco with Alexis. I mean, her Nancy Lee Gruen and Roger Howarth have decent chemistry. I wouldn't mind seeing them. Well, they probably won't pair Alexis and Franco, but that would be actually kind of fun to see. And actually, would be good to see Sam's take on it. Speaking of Sam, let's talk about Sam. Sam and Silas go to the I guess basically go to Pentonville. We'll go to the Nut House and they go visit. Well, they go visit someone to basically be a donor for Danny. And Silas and Sam was basically like, you may not want to go in barge in on this person like this. And Silas is basically like, I'll take my chances. I can handle anything. He walks in there. They walk in, and Heather basically grabs a damn chair. Was about to damn hit him. That damn nutcase Heather Weber. She's about to throw a chair. I love Heather true enough. I call her Queen Weber. I love Heather true enough, but she's basically about to chunk a damn chair at Silas because he looks like his brother. Another reference. You look just like your brother. But anyway, he basically Sam assures her that Silas isn't Steven. He's his brother basically, and Steven claimed was the one that chunked her in the water. But anyway, and Heather she brings up Stephen Lars again and whatnot, and basically, I know I sound like I'm trying to like speed through this, but really, because the reason I'm trying to speed through this is because I got a pack. But anyway, Heather is basically um they're basically there to talk to Heather about being a bone marrow donor for Danny and whatnot, and Heather basically they swab her cheeks and whatnot, and she basically tells Sam something like, "What if I was the one that saved your baby? What it would be something if I was the one to save your baby?" Because well, we all know Heather is Jason's mother's sister, my biological mother, Susan Moore's sister. But anyway, um, Heather basically was like, "What if I'm the one that saves your baby? You basically would owe your baby's life to me." Anyway, it was in fact good to see Heather Weber today. But anyway, now let's talk about well, Sean and TJ had some scenes today. TJ comes into Kelly's and he first TJ's looking at his damn phone. Old pictures of him and Molly. He's still sprung and stuck on Molly. I don't know why, but he's still stuck on Molly. But anyway, then Sean comes in and TJ notices something on Sean's shirt and whatnot. He notices something on his shirt and it looks like blood. And Sean flats out. In all, Sean tells TJ what he does. He told him about the Alexis and about the breakup with Alexis and whatnot. TJ's shocked, and Sean is basically like he flat out tells TJ he works for Sonny and what he does for Sonny. And he doesn't flat out tells him what he does for Sonny. What he said he works for Sonny, and TJ says he's cool with it. And Sean promises TJ that that whatever he does with Sonny will never affect him. He will make sure that what he does with Sonny will never affect him. But anyway, and that was cool. And anyway, that TJ said he was cool with Sean's job and whatnot, and he says he knows it wasn't ketchup on Sean's shirt. But anyway, then we go to Molly and Rafe. They're boring. They were boring. But anyway, they was